Hey there, my friend, it's Dr. A from the Fit Mother Project. Welcome back to our channel. Today, I'm joined by our lovely coach, Kat, and we're gonna be demonstrating 3 amazing shoulder exercises that will help you build strong, sexy shoulders. And we know we've seen ladies who have just really great arms. They have shapely arms, they're strong, but they just look awesome. That's a combination of reaching a good weight and losing fat, but also building muscle. And so that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about a couple different kinds of exercises, and the 3 in particular I chose from you. One is really great for strength and muscle building. Another one's good for overall shoulder mobility and health, which is so important as we age, especially if you've ever had any shoulder pain. It stinks. I'm gonna show you how to help that. And then the third one's gonna be really to build a nice mind-muscle connection with the shoulder, and all these exercises you can do at home with a pair of dumbbells or at the gym. Let's get into it. So our first exercise is gonna be the exercise for strength. And I don't necessarily mean you need to do this first in your workout. We're actually gonna do the second exercise as the warm-up, but I wanna get into the first overall strength foundations. We are gonna do a standing dumbbell shoulder press. So there's many ways you can shoulder press. Anytime we're pressing, we're using the shoulders. Many people do these on the bench, but I believe it's a much better idea for most people to do them in a standing position because it integrates your core and works on your nice range of motion. So what Kat's gonna do is have roughly a shoulder width stance, good feeling your feet, so having some awareness in your feet. Core is tight, spine is nice and up and elevated. She has the weights here on the side, they're slightly up. Now she's gonna be pressing overhead, dumbbells touch, and come right back down. So Kat, just keep on doing some reps and I'm gonna talk over some form points. There is a certain amount of individual variety in what feels good for you as you're doing this exercise. Your elbows might be a little more flared, they might be a little more 45 degrees, you might even play a little more on the inside. I tend to be a little more like Kat, somewhere in this range. As you're pressing up, you're looking at trying to have those dumbbells touch and create length in the spine while also working on the core, drawing the belly button in. A mistake people are gonna make is that low back is gonna start to arch a lot as you do this, where you wanna be drawing the core in and actually keeping some tension in the glutes. Keep on pressing. Exhale, inhale on the way back down. Exhale, explode, press up, squeeze, come right on down. Now, as far down, this is about where she wants to be because there's a certain point when you're lowering where you lose tension on the shoulder. There's no tension on my shoulder right here. There's tension on my shoulder right here. So I want to stay in that range as we're pressing down. Come, pause, and stop. Right on up. That's awesome. So that is our first exercise. You can put that down for a sec, Kat. And again, I think because that's a really powerful exercise, you can do this in 2 rep ranges. If you're at like a good weight and you're happy and you want to build muscle and strength, go heavy on this. Do this in 6 to 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets. Really, really good. You can also pair this kind of stuff with other pressing motions, things like a chest press, things like push-ups. And so this can be a whole part of a pressing style workout, or you can do it on its own as like a shoulder specific training. Now, if you were looking to lose weight, then you could still go heavy, but I would also suggest playing around with even doing this in a higher rep range because you're gonna find as you're getting this metabolic activity from keeping your core braced and doing higher rep shoulders, it can be very, very effective. Now, the second exercise I have today is we're gonna get into some shoulder health using these bands and these cables over here. So, Kat, I'll grab these for you right now. We're gonna set up these 2 kind of cables, but you can also use 1 band anchored that has a little split, roughly around eye height. So Kat's gonna come back here. I don't know exactly what we're gonna call this exercise other than what the motion is. Scapular retraction, external rotation, press, unwind. So this is a great exercise, Kat, just keep on doing reps for your overall shoulder health. So what we're doing is the first motion is we're doing kind of what's called a face pull, where you're pulling here and getting those scapulars to retract. External rotate, which there's certain muscles in the shoulder that control external rotation. They're small. And you need to work these guys. So this is key. Pressing overhead works the lower part of the trap, and then you unwind it nice and slow back to center. So Kat is, just keep on doing some reps continuously. Externally rotate, press overhead. Now as you press overhead, the weight wants to pull you forward. You want to be able to stand up and nice and tall, and then you unwind it right here. And so boom, externally rotate, up, down. And again, you don't need to have 2 anchored cables to do this. You can certainly do it with just a standard exercise band. Find some place where it's secured and it's roughly around eye height and work this for higher reps, especially as you're starting. And if you find that you're super weak in any portion of this, like I'm really weak in this retraction portion, you can do a couple retraction little pulses and reps before moving on to the next portion of each rep. Most of you are gonna find that you're actually quite weak in the external rotation part. This is moving the shoulder back like this. This is key for our posture. We're looking at our phones, we're like this. When we're driving, we're like this. When we're hunched over. So this is expanding into thoracic extension and working those external rotators. So really work on this. Overhead, good strong core and glutes, and then right on down. So Kat's shoulders are probably burning at this point. We'll let her get out of that. How do you do this? Well, you could do this as your warm up before the standing shoulder press. You could also do it later in the workout. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, this is more of like the shoulder health, but it's also gonna help your shoulders look great because it's working them from like a 360-degree angle in all these key shoulder motions. Final exercise is going to be the classic lateral raise with dumbbells. We've seen tons of people do these at the gym. We know they're a good shoulder exercise, but I think how you do them is super important. And so I want to help you actually create the right mind-muscle connection right now. As you're watching this, play this game with me and Kat. What I want you to do is raise your arm up, one of your arms up, okay? So your arm's in front. Now take your other arm and feel your shoulder right now. What part of the shoulder is contracted right here? I think you're gonna find that it's more of like this front part of the shoulder. That's your front deltoid. Now start to move your arm to the side, and I want you to feel at what angle do you feel most of the side of your shoulder, the lateral delt. For me, it's like right here. It's not 180 per se, but it's right around in this end range. That's where I feel that. So that's where I want to be for the lateral raise. Now, there's a couple other things I find that you can do to make that even more tense. One thing you do is slightly internally rotate. This means kind of rolling that shoulder slightly in, you feel it a little bit more, and then moving that elbow a little higher than the hand. So this is where I feel the most for me. It's kind of like right here. And I think you also see if you play this game that if you go too low, you lose all the tension on the shoulder. It's like the shoulder is active right here, from about here to here. So that's what we're gonna load in lateral raise. And just by having that kind of tension and connection, now when we put some weights in Kat's hands, she's gonna be so much better off in terms of having like a great lateral raise. So you recreate that position that was very good, which again, you can feel free to come up if you want, but Kat kind of understands that her zone is like right around here, working that side delt. So now you come down and do a couple reps, Kat. Now, when you're doing reps with light exercises like this, and this applies to stuff outside of shoulder training, but like stuff that's like light, it's kind of like a finisher move, I like to consider that it's one long rep. It's called continuous tension non-lockout. So basically she's continuing to keep that shoulder under tension, and when she's down there, she's having a nice turnaround. Good. So turn, there can be a slight pause at the top, but you're never allowing that shoulder to be released from tension. That means you're getting great time under tension of that exercise, great mind-muscle connection. You're kind of burning the muscle out, if you will. And this is a finisher motion. You could do like 2 sets here, and you could even like, you can pick your reps and try to do like 15 to 20 reps, or just set a timer and go for a full minute of constant activity. Really, really gonna work your shoulder nicely. And now the lateral delt is what most of us wanna work when we're doing that, because that creates that nice shoulder shape. Now, how do we work the rear side of the shoulder? Well, through this kind of stuff. That's rear shoulder. And anytime we're doing pressing, as we're gonna talk about in one of our upcoming videos, that works the front side. So, good. You feel it? Yeah. Shoulders burning. Right. Okay, so 3 types of shoulder motions. Strength overhead pressing, your band work for external rotation, of course, lateral raises. You can incorporate this in so many ways into your training. You could have a full shoulder training day. You could pair shoulders with legs. You can pair shoulders with other pressing motions like your chest motions that we're going to talk about in the upcoming video. So lots of great ideas for you to inform your training. But of course, you don't have to figure all this out on your own. We're just here to give you some inspiration on the YouTube channel. If you want to actually get into our deep work at the Fit Mother Project and create the results you see of ladies right here on this video who are actually taking action, have a complete training plan, nutrition, support from me and the rest of our team, then join the Fit Mother Project. We have a couple ways you can get into our programs. We have full paid programs called Fit Mother 30X. There's going to be links below. But you can also get our free meal plan and workout. So we'll send that straight to your email. You join our email list. We'll give you a workout you can start to follow that incorporates shoulder pressing and other motions in a way that also burns a lot of fat, as well as our free meal plan. So we have a lot of great resources for you. I'm really grateful you're here on our channel. Thank you, Coach Kat, for having your shoulders be, the victims for this video, and we'll see you in future videos. This is Dr. A signing off, and I'll talk to you very soon.